about to start cutting into a bowl blank that's maybe the coolest piece of wood I've ever had in my shop. This is Kauri. For more information on this material, look at the article on www.goa.com. It tells you where you can get it, more about its background, its history, but let me tell you this piece of wood is about 50,000 years old. So turning this bowl is going to give me an idea of its working characteristics, what it's going to look like when it's machined, sanded, got a good coat of finish on it. Can't wait to get started. This is going to be a really cool project. First step here, I'm going to get this thing round, so just work on this outside surface. This is going to be the bottom of the bowl. Get that shaped, create a recess for my chuck, turn the whole thing around and work on the inside. And then once I've got this round, we'll start on that bottom profile. Here we go. I'm rounding the outside of the bowl with a bowl gouge, and notice those nice long curls that we're getting. You want to keep watching for that. If we start getting only dust, that's an indication that your tool is dull. It's time to stop working and have a look at cut quality, make sure it's coming out okay. Overall, I'm pretty happy. The next step is to create the recess that once we flip the bowl blank around will accept the jaws of the 4-jaw chuck I'm using. So I mark out the diameter of the jaws, then using a scraper I'm going to create a shoulder right on the pencil line that I just created. Need to go about a 1/4 inch deep, maybe a little bit more. And then I'm going to follow that with a bowl gouge to start just cleaning out the center so I have a hole here that will accept the jaws. With the recess complete, I can loosen up the jaws of the chuck, flip the blank around, and then remount. So now we've got the bowl going in the right direction. Now we'll be ready to hollow the inside. Back to the bowl gouge again, start hollowing the inside, working from large diameter to small. That's going to give you the best possible cut quality. And again, watching those shavings to make sure we get curls and not dust. Otherwise it's time to sharpen the chisel. I really want to make sure I end up with a bowl and not a funnel. Bowl calipers let me gauge the wall thickness. Once I've got the bowl to the right depth and the wall thickness correct, it's time for some sanding. Power sanding makes short work of this. I've got an inflatable sander on my cordless drill. You'll find inflatable sanders at woodworking specialty stores. For hand sanding, a sanding sponge worked great. Sandpaper, not so much. The corners kept scratching the relatively soft Kauri. I decided to finish the bowl with a gloss spray lacquer. I wanted to get a real high gloss on here to really pop the grain. To help the lacquer level out, here's a nice trick. Leave the aerosol can in a bowl of hot tap water for about 10 minutes before you're going to spray. Once the lacquer was dry, I could flip the bowl around and finish off the bottom. I've got extension jaws with rubber grabbers on my 4-jaw chuck, and that lets me gently grab the rim of the bowl so I can do this work on the bottom. My goal in this step is to eliminate the recess that accepted the jaws of the 4-jaw chuck and create just a smooth concave hollow. I'll sand it, sine the bottom of the bowl, and then apply finish just like I did on the top side. I've wrapped up that Kauri bowl, and let's have a look here. So there it is, minus the sawdust. This was quite an experience for me. I really enjoyed working with this wood. I would say it cut very similar to a Honduras mahogany. The grain is really cool looking. I've got a couple coats of high gloss lacquer on there. I really wanted to pop the grain with the gloss. So overall, I would say great experience. For an end user, people have to really understand that this is a premium product. It's a 50,000-year-old wood. As a result, it is not inexpensive, but boy, was it cool to work with. I really feel like I have a piece of history here in my hands. This was a blast.